Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel. I am creating a rainbow card challenge for myself, and I'm starting today with the red, which is the first color in rainbow order. So what I did is I used Cricut Design Space, and I wanted to do a cutout of for my card front of just hearts. So I'm following a sketch from Stick It Down, and I'll have the link down below in the information box. But after I did my searches for different hearts, I saw this one. I don't necessarily need the colors, but I like the pattern that it created. So I did need one more row. So what I did is I copied the entire thing, and then I put a rectangle over the top half because I didn't need all the other two rows, and I just sliced it off. So before I sliced it, because you can only slice two images, I had to attach all of those hearts together first, and that's why it looks like a row of the same color. But like I said, color doesn't matter because I'm attaching it all to this card panel, which is going to be the front of my card. So once I centered it, made sure it was all even, I hit attach, and you can see how it looks now. It actually cuts out that way. And then before I hit make it, I am going to save it, which is very important, especially when you think you're going to reuse the project. So anyhow, as that is cutting, I'm pulling out my red scraps because what I plan on doing is behind every cut out heart, I'm going to put a piece of pattern paper. So I'm going through my reds, and look at these two little strips. Why did I keep those? Who knows? We keep everything, I think, and sometimes we just have to go through stuff and toss. But I did have a lot of solid red, which I did not need. I'm not going to show this whole time I go through, but I really tried to pull out any of the pattern papers, and especially the smaller pieces, because I figured I was going to use what I needed and then toss the remaining of those small pieces. So that's what it looks like with all the hearts cut out. And now, like I said, I'm going to be using scrap pieces of paper and put them behind this panel so that each heart will have a different pattern or color or something within it. So I'm not going to show you how I go through every single one of them, but basically I just use some liquid adhesive, put it around the heart shape, and then cut a piece out. And I continue that until I'm all done. Now, with my rainbow card challenge, what I plan on doing is that each card, like I said, this card today is red, so everything that I use for this card is going to be red. So if I add any embellishments, any ribbon, any pattern paper, cardstock, things like that, I want it to be red in this case. So tomorrow I'm going to be shooting or making a card with orange because I am going in rainbow color order. So it'll be, the whole, ROYGBV. So that's what it looks like in the back, and here I flip it over and that's what it looks like. Isn't that so pretty? It's just really kind of very cohesive because it's all in red, which I really like, but yet it's also very different because the pattern pieces are all different. What I decided to use is a white gel pen, and I'm just going to do little stitch marks or faux stitch marks around all of them. So there you go. I'm all done. You didn't need to see me just putting little stitch marks. Once I do that, I want to adhere that to the card base. Now, I found that big piece in my scrap pile, and it is really, really thick. So I definitely need to score it. So I cut it down to 8.5 by 5.5, scored at the 4 1/4, and then went back and forth with my scoring tool, and now I'm just folding it in half. And then, because I wanted a really strong adhesive, in order to adhere that panel to the top, I am using some double-sided tape. Now I'm going to have a little trick here, and I'll zoom in and I'll show you. So basically I put this is tearaway double-sided tape on all four sides and also a piece in the middle. Now, if you've ever used double-sided adhesive, or any adhesive really, once you put it down, it's stuck. So if you accidentally put it down and it's crooked or it's just way off, you're pretty much stuck with it. So what I'm doing is, you can see here how I'm just putting like a little tail. So I'm only leaving a little bit, or showing a little bit of the adhesive. So I'm still able to have a little bit of control of that. So what I do is I use my finger between the card top and the card base. I'm looking at it. Where do I want to put it? Okay, I'm pretty happy with the placement. Now what I'm doing is I rub down where the adhesive was already exposed, and now I'm just pulling off the rest of that tail end of those strip. So I hope that makes sense, especially if you're looking at it. I think it makes a little bit more sense. And then I'm just using my bone folder to really just kind of stick it down a little bit harder, add a little bit more adhesion to that. So I did a little oops here because I did say I was doing red on red on red, but I just could not justify stamping a red cat, although I'm sure there are some red cats, but I really thought this was okay because black is a neutral. And it's always good to use a neutral when you're doing too much color. So I stamped it in Versamark black ink. I really wanted to make sure that it was a dark, solid impression, which it turned out great. And now after letting it sit for just a couple of seconds, maybe even like a half a minute, to make sure that ink was dry. And now I'm just using some sharp-edged scissors and I'm just fussy cutting it out. Again, I don't film the whole thing, so you don't need to watch me cut out the entire cat, but you get the idea. And there you go. I did pull out some red, oh my God, what is that called stuff? I want to say glitter glue, but I don't think it's a glue. So red glitter. So I did put that on the collar, so there is some red on there. And I just adhered the cat directly on the card. Originally I was thinking of kind of pushing it up, but I thought, nope, I'm putting it straight away on the card. And I found that piece of red twine over on the side because I wasn't sure. Originally I was going to use it for something completely different, and then it just kind of dawned on me like that would be so cute, like look like a ball of yarn. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just knotting it, using some parchment paper to add some liquid glue, and just kind of balling that up as well as I can to make it look like a ball of yarn. And I'm adhering it straight onto the card. But isn't that super cute? I hope you enjoyed this card. If you do, please like this video. You can hit the subscription button if you're not already a subscriber. I usually do about 2 videos a week. This week is an exception because I'm doing one every day for this challenge. Normally I do cards, excuse me, at least one scrapbooking video, and then the second is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center. But this week I make an exception with just all cards. But again, I hope you do like this. All information will be in the box below. And again, thanks for watching. Bye.